What principles underlie your innovation?
The principles of social enterprise, where an organisation, in this case me, applies commercial strategies, i.e., one being the Lean Canvas framework, to maximise improvements in human and environmental well-being, the human well-being the students taking part, rather than maximising the profits for external shareholders, this time being NZQA. The project also needs to be innovative, sustainable, and be able to grow and replicate.
What is the innovation you plan to test, evaluate, and eventually implement?
A collaborative project based on the over-the-fence guidelines, where a taukana-tena relationship is developed between schools to support both the special needs students' learning goals and the needs and interests of other special needs students in the health area.
Why did you choose this innovation?
This is an innovation only if the special needs students convey their ideas to others outside their own classroom context, because it is not educator controlled. It is important to have a real audience who is interested in and may benefit from the student's work. This innovation also benefits people other than the student. It has value beyond meeting the requirements of a classroom exercise.
Why did you choose the Lean Canvas as your framework to design this innovation?
It comes from a methodology called the Lean Startup, and it favours experimentation over elaborate planning and customer feedback. In this case, the students, teachers and parents, over intuition and iterative design over traditional big design upfront development. Ameura 2012. According to Bank 2013, it is based on 3 principles. Firstly, instead of writing an intricate business plan, you summarise your hypotheses in a framework, in this case the Educational Innovation Lean Canvas created by Clay 2014. That is, 1 page of 12 building blocks of your innovation. Each component of this business model contains a series of hypotheses that you need to test using customer feedback. Secondly, you then create the innovation to try out the proposed solution on your customers. And thirdly, the product is refined through an iterative and incremental process.
What is the purpose?
Is to find a method to assess special needs students, demonstrating content knowledge that they can generalise in a new context.
What is the problem?
Current testing methods, such as written tests, interviews, video recordings and presentations, do not show me if the students can generalise the knowledge gained in a new context.
What are the existing alternatives?
Currently, students are videoed in a school or home environment demonstrating their knowledge. These environments are safe and offer no challenges for the students to test their understanding or application of their knowledge.
Who are the customers who are going to give you feedback and test this innovation?
The special needs students from Room 1 Maclean Centre, Martlettsville Grammar School, Auckland, New Zealand, and the special needs students from Lotu Tamawhai School, Apia, Samoa. The parents of the above students and the teachers in charge of the classes in the above schools. And these will also be the early adopters of the projects. The students in Room 1 Martlettsville Grammar School are the teachers, and the students at Lotu Tamawhai School are the learners.
What is the unique value of this proposition?
Students will show they can teach someone else what they know. A Chinese proverb states, "Tell me, I'll forget. Show me, I'll remember. Involve me, I'll understand." According to Segrama 2006, this proverb has scientific foundations to back it up. Firstly, tell me I'll forget, because hearing and listening are not one of the stronger senses in the brain and nervous systems. Secondly, show me I'll remember, as seeing is one of the stronger senses in the central nervous system. And 3, involve me I'll understand, should include all of the senses possible: skin, hearing, seeing, feeling, touching, smelling, taste, etc. And also involvement means in most cases experiential learning. And now the student really knows, because they can help others to learn.
What is the solution to the problem?
For the Year 13 special needs students at Martlettsville Grammar School, to produce a series of 8 simple but effective and entertaining lessons instructing the Loto Tamawhai School special needs students in Apia Samoa on what to choose to make a good lunchbox and how to make a good lunch for themselves. This will be based on Over the Back Fence guidelines. Over the Back Fence Project 2013.
What steps will you use to run the project?
Initially, I will invite the students and teachers from Loto Tamawhai School to be participants. I'll communicate with all the parents about the program either by email, phone or an evening presentation. Direct interaction with the students at Mount Russell Grammar School Room 1 by demonstrating a typical lesson and showing a YouTube video of other students teaching Over the Back Fence, Rossmini 2014. These lessons will follow a framework where my 8 students, Year 13s, will work in groups of 2. Both students in each group will be responsible for research, planning and delivering approximately a 5 to 10 minute health lesson. Making supporting materials and activities. The lessons will be sequential and follow this format. They will introduce a topic, ask questions to determine prior knowledge, share new information and questions to determine if the new information is understood, have examples how the children can use the new information, and then there will be questions. A short PowerPoint or video enhances the content. From time to time, the students will share additional information and links to support the lesson. This material or URL links will be shared at least 24 hours prior. For example, our lesson might include a brief movie clip. If bandwidth might not permit that movie to be shown with the broadcast, we will provide a link to allow prior and simultaneous viewing by the Loto Tamawhai School students. We will use Skype for communication and screen sharing. It has the advantage of being easy to use and more readily available within the classroom setting.
What will be the impact of the project on the students?
Room 1 students from Mount Russell Grammar School will demonstrate that teaching is the best way to show they can generalise knowledge gained in a new context. Loto Tamawhai students will learn about healthy eating. Both groups will be connecting, collaborating and thinking. They will increase their worldly experience and knowledge of another culture, language, way of learning and life. Additionally, the students will learn other life skills, such as some lessons were great and others not so good. They'll build a culture of planning ahead, of being prepared to make information relevant and fun. They'll learn that technology has its ups and downs and frustration comes when we cannot do what we set out to do and how to deal with that.
What will be the cost to both schools?
To apply to Skype in the classroom for a Skype Premium account service subscription to enable screen sharing. The time zone is the same for both countries once daylight saving is over in New Zealand. There'll be 10 lessons over 10 weeks. The internet connection and the ICT structure at Loto Tamawhai School will need to be looked at. Email will be needed for correspondence, supporting materials and links to support the lessons.
How will know if this innovation is bringing about the desired impact?
The students will receive feedback from their own teacher, the primary students, the primary school classroom teacher via a Skype chat or an email message in order to foster lesson improvement. Part of the lesson structure will include Room 1 students asking questions throughout their short lessons to see if the content is being understood. The Loto Tamawhai School students will teach the 10th lesson back to us, showing us what they have learnt. The Room 1 teacher will video each lesson to assess learning. A survey to all parents asking about the project and its effectiveness in terms of Room 1 students' learning outcomes and the Loto Tamawhai students' response to what they have learnt.
Is the effort required to use this innovation worth it in terms of learning outcomes and impact?
There are some identified constraints, being the time for planning and preparation of lessons, time for follow-up lessons by receiving student's teacher, sponsor for Loto Tamawhai School ICT infrastructure, and we agree to accept that communications and student competence might present barriers. Eventually, we would like to see the younger students teaching their own lessons and sharing information about their local environment and culture with us. Presenting and sharing what you have already learned is the best way of learning.